Hey, this is Michael Lee with Out and About with Michael Lee Homes, Power EXP. I am out and about here with Captain McCamish with Reese across Chattanooga, and I am so excited about just chatting with you today. Tell us where we are first. This is just beautiful sight.
Michael, this is a very special location, and it's extremely special for me and for all of Chattanooga because what this site represents is the Fallen Five. Everyone remembers where they were at on July the 16th of 2015 here
Yes,
in
sir.
Chattanooga with a terrorist attack. We also, on September the 16th of 2015, did a tribute to the Fallen Five, honoring the Fallen Five, remembering them, and also taking up donations for the families. That day we took just under $500,000. And so these five flag posts we had manufactured and have stood here since that time,
Wow.
some 8 years ago, in remembering the Fallen Five. And I can just see the Blue Angels now as they came up the river and doing the flyover. And there's always special stories about how you get them here, how I was able to bring them in here.
Yes, sir.
But it was to honor the Fallen Five of the terrorist attack that took place on July the 16th of 2015.
Well, I do appreciate you helping with this. I mean, it's just awesome to be able to honor our local boys that sacrificed their life for their country, and that day we would never forget here in Chattanooga. But with these five flags and their plaques right here on this waterfront in front of this beautiful bridge in this beautiful city, I mean, you can't pick any better place to honor these five
You
that were fallen.
you can't, Michael. And I might add that two of the Fallen Five are laid to rest at Chattanooga National Cemetery.
Yes, sir. I remember that day.
Yeah, it was a very, very tough day for all of us, but it was a great way to celebrate their life and the sacrifices that those five made for us to have the freedoms that we enjoy today.
Yes, sir. And thank God for them. Thank God for all our troops and all our veterans out there. We wouldn't be. And thank you for your service and what you've been doing after leaving service. What you're still doing for our country and our community and our state and our city. And I honor you. Thank you so much for what you do.
Well, thank you, Michael. It's great to be able to give back.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate it, every bit of it. And our city does and our state does. So thank you again.
Thank you, Michael.
And speaking of the Chattanooga Cemetery out here, the National Cemetery, the big thing is we've been raising money for Reese across Chattanooga to honor our veterans over here in the National Cemetery in Chattanooga. And this is my second year with y'all raising. So last year I decided to get involved with you and work closely with you on helping raise money and awareness and everything for this wreaths for these veterans here at the cemetery, and I was so honored to do that and be able to lay the wreaths on their graves. So this year we're doing it again, but this is not your first rodeo, your second rodeo. You've been doing it for how long?
I've been doing it for about 7 years now, Michael. And we've grown from the back of a pickup truck to 6 trailer loads last year that represented just right around 31,000 wreaths.
Wow.
So we've grown so much during that time period. And it's just things like what you're doing, what you're helping to do, that increases the awareness. A lot of people are under misperception that the VA, that the government provides those wreaths, and that's not the case. It's through donations, and that's why it's extremely important to keep the price point at the lowest level possible.
Yes, sir.
So that more people can participate, because we know, all of us know, people that are laid to rest out in Chattanooga National Cemetery. Maybe a relative, maybe a neighbor, maybe a high school friend, maybe a fellow surface person. But we know someone that's laid to rest out there. And as we were talking earlier, it brings up a good point. For us that are still alive on this earth, my plans are to be laid to rest out there.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's even more of a reason for my family to become engaged right now and do donations. So that becomes a practice for many generations.
Yes, sir. And what kind of tradition would that be for around Christmas time? Because I know end of November, we're going to stop taking donations, so we could be able to start placing in December 9th. And what kind of tradition would that be for your family to be able to take your kids, out there with your family and help put wreaths down on those graves? Because I know last year was my first year. I took my son that just graduated from high school, and he still talks about it today, and he still feels like he was told. I mean, he just loves it and loved it, loved being out there with the other family out there honoring, and not only what what I enjoyed, it wasn't just laying the wreath on the graves. It was actually laying the wreath, stepping back, and reading that gravestone, and thanking that individual for their service and their family. I mean,
Michael, it's just a great protocol.
it is. And it just gives me chill bumps talking
It-
about it because it just was awesome. I mean, it was an experience.
It does, Michael. You're exactly right. Remembering, honoring, and the teaching opportunity that exists for young students, young adults, and all of connecting the future generation with the past generation. It's just an opportunity
Yes,
for
sir.
that to happen. And thanks to you, to your family, and your son for participating. That is just very, very warming, and one of the purposes of Reach Across Chattanooga.
Yes, sir. And that's so big is bringing community together for one purpose and and also honoring our veterans. And that's what it's about. It's just what we are about here in Chattanooga, and we're here about in the state of Tennessee. That's what we're about.
That's right,
We're here
Michael.
together. It takes everyone together in this, and we all are in it together.
That's right.
And we always rise up all the time for our veterans and for our community. So I mean, I love living here. I love living in the United States, and that's what we're all about.
And thank you so much. Thank you for Michael Lee Holmes becoming involved. It just helps make sure that we will place a wreath on each grave this year at Chattanooga National Cemetery.
Yes, sir. And thank you for letting us be part of it. Real quick, we have 49,000 graves out there, right?
49,000.
49,000. And so far, you raised how much?
Michael, right now, we need about 27,000 more donations to cover the entire cemetery.
And then
So we've made tremendous progress thus far.
that's awesome. And what I've read and kind of heard, isn't the Chattanooga National Cemetery one of the second largest national cemeteries in the United States?
It
besides
is. It's
Arlington?
It is. It's right behind Arlington.
Wow.
As the second largest cemetery, national cemetery in these United States.
Here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we have the second largest national cemetery.
That's
And now
correct.
it also ranks, can't remember, one of the oldest. Is it, you know where it ranks as the oldest? I couldn't remember.
It is also, I think, about the third oldest cemetery. I believe it's the third oldest cemetery.
Well, I've learned those facts is when I went to go lay the wreaths on the graves last year, and one of the ladies there, the historian, was there, and she was
Yeah.
talking about it, and she put those facts out. And me and my son was just like going, "What?" Here
Yeah.
in Chattanooga, you don't realize until you hear those facts, and that just kind of gives you a little bit more motivation. Going, well, if we're the
Yeah.
second biggest and third oldest, we need to be out there really getting these, wreaths out for these veterans.
Yeah, you're right, and its history goes back to the Civil War time period. That's when Chattanooga Cemetery, National Cemetery was created. It
That's
was back in
crazy.
about, I think it was 1865,
Wow.
was when that cemetery was the first Civil War soldiers were laid to rest there.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So you went from wreaths from the back of a pickup truck to several tractor trailer loads. Last year, I have a video of the tractor trailers being escorted into the cemetery, coming in with the banners on the side of them, bringing these wreaths in and unloading these wreaths. And then you have all these people lined up in the cemetery ready to grab a hold of these wreaths. Had an awesome ceremony. It wasn't just laying the wreaths down. We had a ceremony. Then we went to lay these wreaths down in the grave, and people walked out of there with their heads held high, smiling because you know what? We honor these veterans. And it was just an awesome day. But crazy from a pickup truck to several tractor trailers. This year is going to be more tractor trailers. And this year, I don't think there's going to be one grave left not to have a wreath on there. And I'm going to make sure we'll do that.
Well, Michael, it's just people like you, and again, Michael Lee Holmes for participating, that will enable us to reach that level. That's the only way we're going to get there. And thank you so much for Michael Lee Holmes. Thank you so much for the partnership. Thank you so much for the many things that you do to remember those veterans laid to rest at Chattanooga National
Well,
Cemetery.
I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for what you do, and thank you for letting me be part of this because it warms my heart, and I feel great by able to help you out. But thank you for letting me participate.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate
you.
you.